belongs to Goodwill Industries International, and it's just a great deal.
But it's an income.
Oh yeah, it produces income.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we are moving. Well, two Goodwills in Tacoma and Portland have got this big, huge shop Goodwill deals, and they're making $130,000, $170,000 a year. That's their, I mean, a month. Excuse me. That's their income. So we're now moving to 10,000 feet from about 3,000 feet to make ours grow.
Great.
And so that's an innovation, you know, totally, that is really neat. And so that's, you know, and then we have another thing called the Assistive Technology Exchange Center. Assistive technology is any piece of technology that can help someone live their life a little better. And it could be the voice for someone who can't speak. It could be something, I mean, any kind of a device that could maybe hook on a wheelchair or do something to help somebody. And you know, if I may, the classic story is we had a girl come in with cerebral palsy, and everything shook, and said, well, I heard you guys could help people, you know, and so we have about 9 people with advanced degrees in there, and so we took a look at this girl and found out that instead of everything shaking, she could control her left knee. So our engineers built a deal on her wheelchair and put the mouse from the computer, you know, that was mounted on her wheelchair next to her left knee, and said, tap, tap, Anita, and when you see where you want the voice to come out, you press hard. And so she taps over, everyone's there waiting to see what happens, and she taps on it, and a woman's voice comes out of the computer. She can't talk. Her mother doesn't know whether she's hungry, so thirsty, whatever. Her mother just guesses everything. And she taps over, and a woman's voice comes out and says, I'm so excited. And then she taps again, and her voice comes out and says, I love you, Mom. And she's 21 years old. It's the first time her mother's ever heard her say it, first time she's ever said it. But we've now liberated 2 people. Her mother doesn't have to watch her 24/7, and she doesn't have to be watched specifically by her mother. So things like that have happened that are just miracles in our deal.
Yeah.
And so
I'm not going to get through this. If you tell any more stories like that,
We don't
I had to tell it.
the more I hear about Goodwill, the more amazed I am to that. It's incredible. Sorry, you had a question.
What's the feasibility of outsourcing the R&D and the training and discovery, or training and development, by pooling the resources of multiple nonprofits into maybe an L3C, like a think tank / R&D, you know, that partners with for-profits and nonprofits? I know it's probably a huge headache, you know, because dealing with people, but even just locally pooling the resources from some, you know, nonprofits that have just a little bit bigger scale of, you know, money, especially if it's training, development, you know, developing people who are going to help run these. I'm just wondering what the feasibility of that is.
Well, some of that takes place under the auspices of organizations like the Orange County Volunteer Center, which is really much more than a volunteer center. Because it's promoting, I mean, it is a source of training and development for a large number of organizations, and it gets paid through people paying money for tuition as well as by grants to provide that function for all of Orange County. There are also a growing number of incubator spaces for nonprofit organizations. We now have 3 in Orange County. We're about to have 3 in Orange County. So
I'll comment on that. You know, last year with all this decline and everything, Caltrans took away 3 of our donation sites, and so we lost 130 donations, 130,000 donations that we got the previous year. So they're gone. So now we have to find other attended donation sites. So what does that translate to? It would translate to a 10% reduction in our sales, and we have 20 stores in Orange County, and so we're looking at that and we're going, we cannot sustain our business without that. And so we gave everybody in our company a 10% reduction in salary, and we took away the matching that we that we put to their retirement, 7% matching. If they put up 4% of their salary, we put up 7% to match it for retirement. So everybody got the hit, you know, and it really hurt people because Santa Ana's the most, well, I've seen a couple studies that say it's the most difficult place to make it economically in the country. And so what happens? I mean, does everybody quit and go? Well, there's no jobs out there. You can't quit, nobody quit. Nobody quit at all. And so everyone stayed with us, and we have a very high morale because I think people believe in this mission that we're doing. And we have now a new business plan, a business recovery plan that says we're going to restore these things within the next 2 years. We're going to get back in increments to get back to where they were. And so it's the new norm is different. The whole world is different. It's never going to be the same. It's not even close to being the same, in my judgment. And so I think, and it's difficult for us. But if you say we want you big guys to give some to start up another deal to help a think tank going, we got every dime planned. We're unable to do something like that, you know. And so it's very difficult for every nonprofit and for-profit. I think I don't know anybody that isn't hurting as a result of this depression that we're in. And it's a long ways from being over because I was at the City of Santa Ana the day before yesterday, Thursday I should say, and they told me they're laying off 1,000 workers. And at the City of Los Angeles is going to lay off 10,000 workers. And so there's a lot of people out there that are hurting and they're looking for jobs and things like that. And the people at the lower end of ours are having a tough time making ends meet. So it's tough out there.
Let's talk about scale for a minute. So, if I remember rightly, the mantra used to be think globally, act locally. And then the Bill Gates Foundation and others like it came along and said, no, what's important is to do scale, is to create change on a massive level, actually to cure malaria in Africa or something. And I mean, you're obviously a local organization, but part of a much bigger one. So I'd just like to get everybody's take on that. What do you think about scale and how, as you approach your business? Randy, you want to start and then?
Go ahead.
So everything we think about is scale, so that's our favorite topic. That's why I jumped in. We're working on our new strategic plan, and it's all about scale. So in after school, it turns out it's a high-cost, low-margin business, or high-volume, low-margin business. And so scale matters. So we went from 25 sites to more than 200 sites virtually overnight when state funding came into the arena that we're in. And that allowed us to hire best-in-class people at key inflection points and then invest in some infrastructure and some systems. So we actually have much stronger program quality at 200 plus sites than we did at 25. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to add 100, 150 new sites next year. And so we've built a model that's scalable. And so we've got a plan to go to like 25% of the state over the next 5 to 7 years. And we've modeled that out, and there are definite, efficiencies as we go along. So I think every business is a little bit different, but ours lends itself to that. And then you're serving more kids, you can attract more philanthropy, you're a bigger name, you can start doing social media and building your brand because you've got more reach. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of things that come with scale, but that's for our business. Every business is a little bit different. But
how far do you